Good morning to a wonderful but wet Wednesday. All right, good morning, Paige, Sadie, Zachary, Ace, Kellen, Victoria, Ree, Jenna, Michael, Cody, Chloe, Logan, Dominic, Araylin, Olivia, Nevaeh, Mikhail, William, RJ, Spencer, Halen, Kira, Patrick, John, and Kaden. All right. It is a wonderful Wednesday, like I said, but it's also Science Wednesday. And today, because I thought, let's go back and talk about water. Now, we have talked before about the ecosystems that deal with water, and those were oceans, saltwater, and freshwater. Well, how do we get the difference? Why is some water there and some water there? So that's what I want to talk about today. And something called the water cycle. Ooh, yay, water cycle. All right, so before I drew this picture, and this is from a poster that we've done over before, and it's the Earth, and it's got all that water, and most of the planet is water. But some's not. So I want to talk about why some water is where they're at and why some places don't have much water. Okay, so first thing is, water is like a cycle, like you're riding your bike. It keeps going round and round and round. Water doesn't just vanish. It goes somewhere. Now, we have our area, okay? Now, this is probably firmly down here, okay? Now, we have a lake close, right? Yep, we have Pyramid Lake. It's not too far away. And we have some creeks and we have a river. So, let's start there. A lake is freshwater. It does not have the salt in it, and that's where certain kinds of animals live, and we drink fresh water. We don't drink salt water, okay? Now, we have our lake. How does water get to the lake? Well, it can get to lakes in a few different ways. One way is for it to rain. Yeah, think of it if you put out a bucket last night. Can you think if you put out a bucket last night and it rained, water would get in that bucket. And that's kind of like a lake. It's a giant bucket, okay? And water, rain comes down and it gets in there. But it's not the only way the water is going to get in that bucket, okay? You can have a hose or a lake is the bucket, but you can have the hose, which is a stream or a river. Streams are just like rivers, but just smaller, okay? They're a way that water moves. Now, water can come down from the mountains to the lake, okay? But it can also leave the lake. Think of it like the Truckee River is leaving the lake, okay? So we have water that can go into the lake and water that leaves the lake. Now the lake can rise up or go down depending on which one is it doing more of. Is more water going into the lake or is more water going out of the lake? All right? Now, like I said, rain can come down. Rivers can't just walk. They have to flow from somewhere. And a lot of times rivers will flow from somewhere up higher. They'll start smaller with the streams, but up in the mountains. And so these streams start up here and they kind of join together. I'm not saying there's 5 of you. Let's say we have Zachary and Ace and Chloe and Logan and Kira, and you're all running, but you see a cupcake. Eventually, you all want to get closer together, okay? Yeah, so that's kind of what all these streams are doing. They're all going different routes to get somewhere, but eventually they're going to come to that point where they're meeting. And once you get to that point, you have a big old bunch, right? And it's very strong. If all 5 of you worked together, you could knock over anything. That's like all these streams working together make a big river, and they can knock over rocks and things, yeah. And they all go into the lake. And like I said, it can go out. And when a river goes out of the lake, it usually tries to get to an ocean. It will either get to a bigger river, or it will go right to the ocean. And you can follow the Truckee River until it gets to certain points. And that's just like any river. It's going to try and get to a bigger body of water. And the biggest bodies of water are the oceans. Okay? Now, how does water get from one point here to over here? It can. You have the ocean. It is huge. You could go for days and days and days and days and days on a boat and not see the end of the ocean. Okay? Well, let's say you have that big body of water. Well, when it gets hot, just like when you cook macaroni and cheese, when it gets warm, it has steam. Now, the ocean doesn't get as hot as a boiling water, but it gets warm enough to do what's called evaporate. And that's what this means. We actually have water evaporating from the ocean and sometimes from the lakes too. But it evaporates and it goes into clouds. When all those little drops of water are evaporating, they want to join together, because remember I said when you join together, you're stronger. They join together and they make clouds. Okay? Now, once you get clouds and you get bunches and bunches and bunches, let's say, Kellen and Michael, they're carrying Victoria. And they're like, oh, we can do it. You guys can do it. But let's say we put John in there too. And now Kellen and Michael are carrying John and Victoria. Well, they can maybe do it. But then they put Spencer on there. Okay, are they going to be able to carry all that? No, it becomes too heavy. And what happens when something becomes too heavy? It drops. Drops. So all these clouds have all these little water particles, and they're joined together, but now they're too heavy. So they come down as rain, okay? And usually they become heavier when it gets colder again. Heavier and colder. So now they're all floating in the sky in the clouds, and then, oh, goodness, they're too heavy and it's colder, and then they come down. Yes, they come down, and they go back in, into the lake, into the rivers, and it starts again. So they keep going in a cycle or a circle. They come down, they get into the bodies of water, then it gets warmer, they go up, then they get colder and together and down, and it just keeps going and going. Now, one more thing before we stop. We have a desert here in Fernley. Now, a lot of times, there's a desert because of these mountains. Extremely high mountains the water is going to hit these mountains and cool down in the mountains, and then they'll go this way to the river. They want to get to the bigger body of water. But once they get past the mountains, these clouds are lighter again, and so there's not as much water to come down. So they've kind of used up all their energy getting over the mountains, and by the time they get here, sure, it can rain sometimes, or snow, but not as much as before the mountains or in the mountains. That's why if you go to Lake Tahoe, you see a lot more snow than you would see here in Fernley. Okay? Now, I want you to think of some other things that go like that in cycles. They keep repeating itself over and over again. Have a great Wednesday. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye.